So yeah, we moved out to Alberta in 1980, and back then is when the Oilers were first coming into the league. So being new to Alberta as teenagers, that was kind of the team we picked to cheer for coming into the province. And of course, you know, back then if you cheered for Edmonton, you had to like Wayne Gretzky and what he was doing. So, you know, I became a fan of his and followed his career. And then later on, as time rolled on, I discovered the autograph collection type of hobby, and I started out by collecting autographs. And from there, of course, it grew. I think the first game used piece I had was a hockey stick that I bought from a website. And from there, it kind of, you know, took on a life of its own and grew. I became quite addicted to the obsession with game-worn items, and my collection just grew from there and took on a life of its own. I label it as the world's biggest and probably most complete Gretzky collection, maybe outside of the Hall of Fame. I think some people jokingly say including the Hall of Fame. I've labeled it that. I've never been challenged on that, so I don't know of any other collectors that have the vast amount of, you know, of quality items we've managed to put together here. You know, I think it certainly ranks up there. I think it's a pretty complete collection in terms of jerseys and gloves. And, you know, my gloves, for example, I have about 10 pairs, but they're not just 10 regular pairs of gloves that you can attribute to his career. They're all photo matched, and many of them to very significant milestones and events in the game. For example, I have all 4 pairs of his Stanley Cup Finals gloves. You know, probably 5, 6, 8 years ago, whatever, you'd asked me if I thought I could ever achieve owning all 4 pairs of his Stanley Cup gloves. The answer would have been a flat-out no.
Near the line. Uni tapped to the net. Gretzky is moving in there again. Gretzky drives it. Score! Gretzky on the goal to the movie. He's shot. That's 499. And it's right career for Wayne Gretzky.
I told you, Jim, at the end of the first period, he'll be looking for number 500 before the period's over.
Watch what he does here. He just takes the defense right with him, gets them backing up, and then energy goes to his right.
It's certainly been a lot of fun and a bit of a challenge at times putting together such a big, complete collection. Sometimes when I sit in my office and I look at a wall filled with Gretzky game-worn memorabilia, you know, 5 game jerseys, 10 pairs of Oiler gloves, all tied to significant events and milestones in his career, and skates that he wore when he got his 500th goal and things like that, it becomes pretty surreal to have amassed that much stuff in a relative short number of years. So I mean, offering it up now, some of the pieces up, I think it gives a chance for some other people who may have, you know, maybe dreamed of owning some of these big significant pieces to have a chance at owning them for their own collection or investment purposes. They've served me well. It's been a lot of fun acquiring them. It's been a lot of fun owning them and displaying them. And I think the icing on the cake for me was when Wayne came and actually toured the collection privately. For me, it couldn't get much better. So you know, it's going to be interesting to see some of it get new homes, and for other people to get to enjoy it for a while. The highlight of the upcoming auction, and certainly the centerpiece of my collection that's being offered up here, is the jersey right behind me here, which is significant in 2 ways. It's a 1986-87 jersey that Wayne was wearing the night he scored his 500th goal. So again, it's one of the most unachievable, I guess, milestones in hockey, is being a part of the 500 goal club. So Wayne was wearing this jersey when he achieved that milestone. Then he went on to continue wearing the jersey for the rest of the season, and of course they won the Stanley Cup in the spring of '87. And Wayne was indeed wearing this jersey when he hoisted the Stanley Cup over his head that spring. So 2 very significant events and milestones in his career, and this jersey was part of both of them. So it's certainly in my opinion, one of the best, if not the best, Gretzky jersey in the hobby.
Nobody does it better. Nobody has done it faster.
Well, that choice was, quite simple, really. I've known Marc Jiteau for the better part of 20 years now, and I've watched his company grow through those years, from publishing a 4-page black and white auction catalog to what's today by far the premier auction catalog in the business. And he's grown to a level where the superstars of yesterday and today come to him to move their estates and private collections. So when you're looking for somebody to move important pieces of memorabilia, it only makes sense to go to what I firmly believe is the best auction house for hockey memorabilia there is, with a proven track record of selling some of the most significant pieces and private collections in the world.